it's your girl Missniecytv, and I'm here to do a review for The Shy Season 6, Episode 5. The episode starts off with Kevin picking out his suit for prom, and Emmett's there with him to guide him in which suit looks good. Kevin also tells Emmett that some scouts in Los Angeles wanted to sponsor him in his gaming, and Emmett tells him, I don't think you should go, because you want to raise your family in Chicago. And I'm like, if that boy has an opportunity, you should take it, and nobody should stop. People like Emmett are the type to stop you from achieving your dreams because they want you to stay where you are and not prosper. Then we see Barari and Duda is giving Barari a car to take Lena to prom in. But he also tells Barari that you're supposed to find somebody to get these guns and hold them. And Barari says, I got it. Keisha loses her job due to budget cuts. But I think it's because that teacher didn't like her when Keisha told the teacher about herself. When she was trying to force that little boy to read in front of the class and he didn't want to. She was telling Keisha that she was always late. Then we have Tiffany talking to Cairo and Dante pulls up. Of course they're all talking about weed. And while they're talking, they hear something like it's breaking. So they all run outside and they see that Tiffany's car got stolen. And Dante's like, come on with me, I know who took it. Dante ends up taking them to Duda's chop shop, and of course the car is there and the hood is open. That's when you see Rob pull up, and he's like, why would y'all do this to my girl's car? We work for you. And y'all gonna cash out on this window. And Duda says, what we won't do is that. You will take the cost of the window out of the next drop. So Rob and Tiffany leave after picking up the car, and Dante is still there, and he ends up talking to Duda, telling him that you need to stop this because a lot of cars are getting stolen. Duda notices how you pulled up quick for Tiffany, and Duda's like, you're really doing this over a woman that you're not with no more? But you better than me, basically. And I'm like, how does Duda know Dante and Dante knew Duda? Because I feel like they're working really close and something's about to happen. Then Emmett goes over to Tiffany's to drop EJ off, and he notices that the car window is broken. So he asks Tiffany what happened to the car. She goes, one of Duda's boys stole it. He was like, why didn't you call me? Tiffany's like, you're not my man for one, and two, you're not my protector anymore. But Emmett's like, still, you still should have called me. Emmett is mad. I understand where Emmett's coming from because he's the one that bought the car, but Tiffany is not your responsibility anymore. Then we have Barari pulling up on Lena in the foreign car that Duda gave him for prom, and they're outside of the car talking. And Barari tells Lena that he loves her, and Lena tells him that she loves him too, and they're talking about what they're going to do after prom because Barari says, I got a place that we can go. And Lena says, of course I'll go, but don't expect nothing. Barari's like, I'm not. Then we have Keisha telling Emmett that she lost her job today. And he was like, I'm sorry to hear that. But before she could even tell him, he comes in the house talking about how somebody stole Tiffany's car. And he's not even noticing that Keisha is sad. Keisha's like, the reason I lost my job is because of you. Because you expect me to do all these things and you don't be supporting me. And I'm not going to sit around here. It's like, I'm sorry to hear that, but you could find another job. Keisha's like, it's not that easy. I found something that I really like, and I lost it. And it feels like I have no purpose anymore. Keisha said, I'm not going to sit around here and watch the world pass me by while you out here living your best life. Then we see Rashad and Darnell talking outside of a house that they just got done working on. And Darnell passes him the money, and it's like $100, and Rashad's like, this is it? Darnell's like, yeah, but if you keep working at it, you'll get more. And Rashad's like, I can't do that. I feel like I have to bring something to the table because my woman's a breadwinner and I'm not doing nothing. Darnell basically says, if she's not complaining, why are you? I understand where they're both coming from because they both have different perspectives. But Gemma's sitting in her room looking at the awful purchase of a prom dress she made when she bought it offline. And Tiara walks in the room. She's like, "Where did you get the dress from? Because it's not it." Gemma's like, "I bought it offline." Tiara's like, "That's the first mistake you made." Tiara's like, "I could help you fix it, but you would have to come shopping with me." Gemma's like, "No, I'm good." Tiara's like, "Would you rather it be me or your dad?" Gemma agrees to go shopping with her. Then we have Nina and Dre arguing about Nina texting her ex late at night and how Nina's not okay with it. And Dre's like, "You should be the last person talking." I'm like, "Ooh." Nina seems to forget that she cheated on Dre too. And I think Dre having communication with her ex is going to cause a major problem between Nina and Dre. Dre tells Nina it wasn't even that late. It was like 11 p.m. Nina's like, "Still, you shouldn't have been texting her at all." Then Nina says, "I'm not going to watch the world pass me by while you out here living your best life." Nina tells Dre, "I'm not going to watch the world pass me by while you out here living your best life." And that is the same thing that Keisha was telling Emmett earlier. Mind you, Keisha is standing there listening to the whole argument. And once they're done arguing, Keisha comes out from where she was listening from. And Dre's like, "I didn't sleep with my ex. I don't want to sleep with my ex. I just like the conversation." And Keisha's like, "I don't care if y'all argue in front of me. I'm grown." Then Keisha's like, "I'm really turning into my mom because that's the same thing I said to Emmett earlier." Keisha also tells Dre that she lost her job and how she feels like she doesn't have a purpose, and Dre recommends that she should go to therapy again. Keisha's like, I would, but I found out that it wasn't really working for me. But if I do feel like I need to go again." Dre tells her that she needs to be consistent with it for it to work. Dre tells her that she'll get in contact with somebody so that they can meet up with Keisha and talk. He goes over to Rashad's house to drop off the guns, and Rashad doesn't agree to it at first. But Barari gets in his face and he's like, "What happened to the man that was trying to get me on the right path?" Rashad's like, "I was trying to get you out of the game, but it looks like you're trying to stay in it." Rashad stays resistant at first until he sits down, and Barari tells him, "I got 2 racks in my pocket right now. You don't have to keep them long." Rashad agrees to it after contemplating for a while. Rashad takes the money and the guns. He takes the guns and hides them in the living room. I'm like, "Rashad, you're really a pro at this, aren't you?" It's not going well for Rashad, all because Rashad wants fast money. You have this little bonding moment between Tiara and Gemma, and Tiara asks Gemma how she met Jake, and she's like, "I met him through his best friend because at first I was dating his best friend." Laugh and hold hands, and Tiara tells her, "I don't do things in gym pop." Gemma's like, "What's that? General population?" So basically what she said is, "I shut this whole thing down so I don't have to deal with crowds because they're having a spa day." Emmett goes over to confront Duna about the whole Tiffany car stealing situation, and Duda's like, "I didn't know that was her car." And Duda's like, "Well, you're a day late in the dollar shirt, first of all, because 2 other niggas came in here protecting her and helped her get her car back. Second of all, I didn't know that was her car." And Emma's like, "How could you not? You're the one that helped me get the car." Emma gets so mad, he tells Duda, "F you." And Duda's like, "What you say to me, boy?" Emma's like, "F you." Emma's like, "This is what we not gonna do." Nuck hands Duda a gun. Duda takes the butt of the gun and puts it under Emma's throat. And he tells Emma, "First of all, your daddy gonna be crying like a little bee. And second of all, your mama is gonna have to pick out a gray suit for your casket, right?" Duda takes it upon himself and says, "I will show up to your funeral with a pinky ring and some gators if you ever talk to me like that again. Because promise, I will take your life." He also tells him, "You lucky that I don't want your kids to ride with a daddy." You see Papa getting ready for prom, and his dad comes in the room talking to him. And Papa's like, "Do I have to act godly tonight?" Papa Stanley says, "Of course you do. You have to act like you would if I wasn't here." and that's godly because you're a godly man. That's when Bakari walks into the room, and he's nervous because he has to meet Lena's brother tonight. And Papa Stanley asks him what's wrong. He's like, I have to meet Lena's brother, and I'm nervous. I don't want to mess anything up. Papa Stanley says, well, do these 3 things. Keep God first, shake his hand before he shakes yours, and look him in the eye. And Bakari's like, I'm taken aback by it and touched because, Papa Stanley is the only father figure he has. And I can tell that really warmed Bakari's heart. Gemma comes downstairs in the dress that Tiara bought her for prom, and her daddy's not pleased by it. He said, go upstairs and change now. Gemma had on a mesh dress, but it was really cute. I didn't see nothing wrong with it, but of course, her daddy did. And Tiara's like, babe, this is what all the kids are wearing to prom. Marcus is like, well, not my daughter. And take that makeup off too. Tiara's like, if you don't like the way she dresses, you don't like the way I dress either, because we're dressed the same. Tiara's like, I think she should keep on what she's wearing. Marcus is like, she's not, and you're not her mom. That would have been the day I walked out, because you asked me to bond with the girl, and when I do, you want to take what we did away. Gemma eventually does change, and everybody is taking their prom send-off photos, and everybody's there, including Lena's brother. And this is the time that Bakari meets Lena's brother. Jamal tells Bakari that he has one job and one job only. He's like, what's that? Jamal says, to protect her. And Bakari's like, of course I got her. Then we have Alicia and Bianca talking, and they're talking about the cigar bar that Bianca owns, the one that Judah goes to. And Bianca tells Alicia that Judah only comes there when the bar is closed. And Alicia's like, how do you know that? Bianca's like, because we're friends. No, you mean that you're doing the business. And then Alicia's like, I'm glad that you came to talk to me. And Bianca said, of course I would, because you were the only one that was there when nobody else would be. Bianca's like, I'm sorry for your loss. Alicia's like, of course you are. Bianca's like, you still need a favor from me? Alicia's like, you know when I need it, because I will definitely cash it in. Victor has a get-together at his house, and all the guys are there. And Quincy invites his fiance. And his fiance turns out to be the realtor who works for Duda. And Victor tells Quincy that he should be careful, and Deandre should be careful too. And Quincy's like, why? Victor's like, just listen to me. Quincy said, if you're not going to tell me everything, don't tell me anything. Basically, Victor takes it upon his stupid by himself, and he tells Quincy that he helped Duda dump a body. I'm like, why would you tell him that? Y'all are not friends. Y'all are colleagues. Y'all work together. You're trusting him with a secret that could land you in jail for the rest of your life and Duda's life. Papa shows up to Kenya's house because I forgot to mention that Papa asked Kenya to prom, and she said yeah, but at the prom send-off photo, she sent Papa a text saying that she wasn't going to be able to make it. So Papa pulls up to her house, and he knocks on the door, and the little boy comes to the door. Kenny comes out as well, and he asks Kenya, so is this your little brother, and he's the reason that you couldn't come? And Kenya's like, no, this is actually my son. I figured that something was wrong with that girl from the first day we saw her. We see Deandre and Quincy talking, and Quincy's warning Deandre about working with Duda. This is not going to turn out well for them, because Quincy knows something, and of course he's going to pillow talk with Deandre, and it's going to get back to Duda. Lena and Bakari are turning up after prom, having fun, dancing, driving. Bakari is driving all fast, like doing 100 miles an hour, and he gets pulled over by the police. And the police says, license and registration. And of course, Bakari doesn't have his license or registration. And most likely, this is a stolen car dealing with Duda. So, Bakari and Lena get arrested. Dre, Nina, and Jamal are there to pick up Lena. And Bakari is picked up by Papa Stanley. And when they walk out, Bakari looks all sad. And Lena runs up to Jamal and hugs him. And when Jamal sees Bakari, it is not a good look. who I think Barari is in big trouble. For one, with Duda, but most of all Jamal, because he had one, which was to protect his sister, and he didn't do that. Then we see Papa Stanley with Papa and Barari in the car, and Barari is in the backseat breaking down, crying, bawling. And I think it's because he knows that he's in big trouble with Duda, Jamal. But most of all, he knows that he lost the neck because he was being stupid. After they get together with all the guys, Victor is sitting on the couch with Fatima and they're chilling. And Victor hears a knock on the door. So he goes to open the door. And they're like, Victor Taylor, you need to come with us. Victor's like, for what? It's the FBI and they want to talk to him about an investigation that they're doing on Duda. And you know, Rosalind already told him that the feds will be coming after them. Bianca's in the car with Duda and they're talking about all the stuff that went down with Alicia today. And Duda's like, you better keep your eye on her and keep her at bay. But I think Bianca's going to be the one to talk and tell Alicia that Duda was the one that actually killed her brother Q. You see Keisha going to the therapist that Jay recommended to her, and it looks like it's going to be a great time. I can't wait to see how Keisha flourishes more into her own after going to therapy. Maisha and Kevin are chilling at Kevin's house, and Kevin asks Maisha, what do you think about going to LA? Maisha's like, of course I want to go there. I can flourish in my rap career there. But why do you ask? Kevin says, I want to go there because some teams offered to sponsor me with my gaming. She's like, oh yeah, that's cool. You should definitely take it. Because you finally got an opportunity and a chance, and I think you should take it. Kevin's like, you sure? Keisha's like, of course I'll be there for you every step of the way. I forgot to mention that Jake and Papa asked, does Maisha know when they were at the prom? And Jake told Kevin that if Maisha's the one, she'll stand by you every step of the way. And I'm glad that Papa doesn't really have any hard feelings towards Kevin now that Kevin is dating. Keisha comes home after coming from her parents' house, Nina and Dre, and she sees Emmett sitting down and he's drinking. She's like, baby, what's wrong? Emmett's scared to tell her what happened because if she knows, she'll cuss him out because she already feels a certain type of way about Duda. And also, while Keisha is cleaning, she finds some money that Nut gave him to stash from Duda. And boy, there's about to be some trouble. Then we see Kevin calling the people in LA, telling them that he's ready to come to LA and start his career. Let me know what you guys think about the episode. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your bell notifications. Bye!